Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard podcast. A little bit of an emergency video. Y'all already know what happened. Y'all are reading the title. Y'all understand what's happening. I'm just gonna pass it to Earl. Earl, how the hell are you feeling right now? I can only imagine you're feeling jubilated.
Uh, yeah, honestly, it's been a crazy, 9 hours. Been in
More than that.
spaces all night.
Got donated Luka Doncic.
Been in spaces all night. I've been on calls, Discord chats, every type of communication you can imagine. I've had every conversation. Talk to
Telegraph.
my, yeah, tell him whatever. I was sending, messages by pigeons, like everything you can think about.
Messages by pigeon.
It's just, it's crazy. Like, I have two sides of this. Like, one half of me is like, I hate the fact that Anthony Davis, like everything he's brought to us, the fact he gets blindsided, no no implications of us trading him, no conversations about trades. He's been very vocal about wanting to stay a Laker, retire a Laker. Like those are the conversations he's talked about for the last 2, 3 years plus. So that part of me hurts, like blindsiding your star player and just trading away like that. It hurts. Like and then adding on like Max Christie. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal. He's a role player, 8 points per game." Like I get that, but for us, like Max Christie was just found his groove. Like he started hitting that corner three better. Defense was looking good. I mean, his ability to get to the paint, grab rebounds as a guard is really underestimated. And I felt like this was a really good like jump year for him. So that kind of hurts as a Max Christie fan. Everybody on here knows I've been a big Max Christie supporter. I've probably said a whole bunch of maybe half delusional things about Max Christie because I appreciate him as a basketball player. So that hurt a lot. And then and then you sit in your bed and you think, like you really think. You open NBA.com and you go to top players in the world and you see Giannis, you see Jokic up there, and you see Luka Doncic. And now I can't not be like other part of me can't not be happy that we got a top three player in the whole entire NBA. For Anthony Davis, which we talked about before. I don't know if we talked about it on here, or on my other podcast I do. Anthony Davis is getting to the point where he is getting a little bit older. I mean, he is kind of exiting his prime in the next 2 to 3 years. So we trade that for Luka, who is 25 years old. 25 years old, Luka Doncic, who's gonna be playing basketball for the next 10 years. Um, I still believe we haven't even got the prime Luka years, which is actually crazy to say. Or we're in the prime Luka years, is what I mean. Like we're in the earlier stages of it, is the
Y'all are
better
in the
term.
middle of the prime Luka years, yes.
So it's just when you put it into that perspective, I think it's absolutely insane. It's a crazy trade to just pull out of nowhere. I think you two can agree. Like when you seen the Shams tweet, you thought it was fake. I did. I didn't tweet anything for the first 15 minutes. I was on calls with all my Lakers boys. We were in message group chats. Is this real? I mean, shout out to my boy Mark. He was texting me and he texts something something blah 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 something trade. Like he didn't even put words. Like it wasn't even words. And then I checked X and it was Luka Doncic was traded to the Lakers for AD. So that's kind of my first initial reactions. Obviously, we can break down to what it means for not only like the Lakers and the NBA, but yeah, I'm shocked. I'm processing a little bit better now. I'm realizing that we have LeBron James and Luka Doncic on the same team is absolutely insane. A lot of holes to fix on this team. Still, obviously, center problem is even worse than it was with AD on the team, and we needing a backup center. Now we need a starting center. So yeah, that's kind of my first raw thoughts of this pop-up emergency episode. But yeah, how you guys feeling?
Earl, real quick, what were you like? What was the first 15 minutes like? Like, where were you? What, like, I
Okay.
know you kind of touched on it a little
No,
bit,
no,
but
you're
I
right.
need to hear like the progression
I
of
had
last night.
just I had just finished making some chicken wings. I cooked some chicken wings in the air fry,
I've heard this
sauced them
story
up,
already.
put them on my plate, bro. I kid you not, I take a bite. I see the tweet. Like I'm over there, I'm chilling with my nephew and stuff, like watching him play. He's watching TV. And I look at my phone. I see Shams trade. And I was like, I took a bite and I put it down. I was like, Shams trade says Luka Doncic traded to the Los Angeles. First thing I said, I messed around. I was like, all right, we're good. I'm like, he got hacked. he got hacked. If you see my first tweets, I was like, what is this? Like I was thinking he got hacked. And then more reports start coming out. My boy Jake, Caden, Mark, all those guys were in a big Lakers group chat. Everybody starts putting messages in. They're like, emergency, start the spaces, start the spaces. So I hop in spaces and things just start getting real. We're talking about in a 10-minute stretch. I didn't touch my wings till like an hour later. They were cold. Like I
You
did
didn't
not
get to
eat
the
anything.
wings.
I did not.
Yeah,
I did
cold
not
wings
eat
for dinner.
anything until after. Like it was just insane. Like I just don't know how to explain it. Like my initial reaction was, this is not real. Like it was hurt. It was betrayal. But then when you really sit down and think about the value of this trade for the future of the Lakers organization, it makes a lot of sense. As much as it hurts me to say, I hate players getting blindsided, but I mean, if somebody calls you, like, because they said the Mavs called us, like we didn't call the Mavs. Somebody calls you and says, "Hey, we want to trade you Luka Doncic." I seen this meme. It's like, hey, this is how the phone call went. Hey, we want AD. Rob Pelinka, no. Mavericks, we'll
For
give you Luka
Luka.
Doncic, and then
For
Lakers
Luka.
say 80 will be on the way in the morning. Like that's
I
literally
saw
how I
that.
imagined something crazy. It had to happen like that. There's no way it started with like just 80. It's like, you know what? We'll take 80. So yeah, that's where I was. First 15 minutes, I was eating wings, scrolling Twitter, trying to send out some more bangers. So I had a good night on Twitter. I was just trying to farm a little bit more and seeing that. So yeah, that's where I was. Crazy.
Yeah.
Omar, where were you?
I was on my way back from work. I was off of a 7 8 hour shift, 8 hour shift, and
Putting in that work.
I was looking at my crypto, looking at the losses for the day, because the
Losses
crypto
for the day is
market is
hilarious.
indeed down. It's okay, but yeah.
Omar, go to the moon.
And then I saw a sleeper notification. Sleeper notification from our collective buddy Shams. Shams, we don't know his real name, but he's in our chat. Not the real Shams, the fake Shams. We designated as. But
Yeah.
I saw, this is not a joke. This is not a joke. Max is screaming at him. I'm trying to sleep. It's 12:30 at night. What's going on over here?
What do you mean me? I didn't say anything.
Oh,
I
wait, no,
definitely
that
didn't
was
say
Natalie.
anything.
I think that was Natalie. I think that
No,
was
Natalie. That's crazy.
It was either
That's
you or
crazy.
Natalie, because you
I was
said
not
last
in
night you
there.
were talking to him, telling him I'm trying to sleep. But regardless, dude,
What did I do? I didn't do anything.
no, this is crazy because first of all, out of freaking nowhere, this seemingly unprovoked. This seems like the one time Kobe requested a trade and was literally that close to going to the Dallas Mavericks, actually. Like, it reminds me of the time where it was just like a spur of the moment deal, but it actually went through. It's a little insane to me. I really thought the Dallas Mavericks could have gotten a lot more. I am not sure why they really didn't search the market at all to see if they can get anything better. But damn, congrats to the Lakers. Rob Pelinka, you did it again. And yeah, that's all I can say at this time. Earl's cackling over there, but
Oh man.
I I I did not think it was real. Obviously, I was like, I'm just gonna go to bed. I was literally going to bed, and then our fantasy thing starts blowing up with like Shams got hacked. I'm like, I don't care, and it's like, oh, he posted this Luka. So I go on X, and it's like Shams posted this Luka Doncic deal. I'm like, all right, I'm out for the night. This is just I'm going to bed. I'm like, this is some delusional Lakers fan per usual hacks Shams and is trying to manifest something. I was like, right before I go to bed, I'm just gonna turn on ESPN just to like see what's up. Because like surely they wouldn't post anything on ESPN if he got hacked. And so yeah, turn on ESPN. It's some like college basketball game from like the 10th division. I'm like, okay, I don't care. I'm just gonna go to ESPN too. Is that where Sports Center is? I've never watched Sports Center. I'll be honest, I don't watch Sports
Yeah.
Center. So I'm like, let me go to ESPN too. It's like, okay, Sports Center. They're in a commercial break. All right, whatever. And then you get that red breaking news thing that pops on the Chiron on the bottom. And then I'm like, okay, this might actually be real. If ESPN is reporting it on Sports Center on television, this might be real. So clearly it is real, I guess. I don't know. I still think Shams could have got hacked. This might just be an elaborate prank. That would be really funny. Comes out today. Like, actually,
I would have
no.
said that,
A
but
month early April Fool's joke.
Yeah,
I
the
thought
Lakers
the
and the
same
Knicks just
thing
wanted to
too.
troll people a little bit.
I thought the same thing too until I seen him like post a video. But I was like, show a video, bro. I need to see Shams
Did Shams
talking
post a video? Did
in
he
the
actually
I need a
studio.
video of
Yeah, he did
Shams
one last night
speaking
in the
right
studio.
now.
Oh, okay. He did an
Yeah.
ESPN one. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, so it's like,
I'll be honest. I'm probably one of the few people out there who's thinking this is kind of a win-win for both sides.
I agree.
Why?
And let me
I
explain.
mean, I kind of saw it. I kind of see it now. We were kind of talking about it last night, Max.
Yeah.
But
I'll explain it from the Lakers side first because I think that's the easier side to explain. LeBron James has never played with anyone who is better at basketball than him his whole NBA career, probably his entire life. That changes now. LeBron is no longer the best player on his team. Respectfully, he has never had a better teammate than Luka Doncic is right now. Not prime Kyrie, not D Wade, not Zydrunas Ilgauskas, not Anthony Davis. Luka Doncic will be the best player he has ever played with.
Yep.
I think bar none. We can agree with that. This gives not only the Lakers a chance to pair LeBron and Luka for the next year and a half, 2 years, however much longer Bron has. Talk about swinging for the fences to maximize the end of LeBron's career. This will maximize the end of LeBron's career. Having Luka and LeBron will give you – I mean, we said that with LeBron and AD. Having LeBron and AD always gives you a chance. Having Luka and LeBron will 100% always give you a chance. And obviously, the Lakers are not done. We all know that. They're gonna have to make another trade, probably multiple, to bring big bodies onto the roster. And we can talk more about what trades for centers look like now that the Lakers gave up Anthony Davis. But like Earl said, this is not just a trade for now. This accomplishes both goals. Not only do they maximize the end of LeBron's career, they now have a succession plan. They have someone who can carry them way past what Anthony Davis was going to be able to do. Because respectfully, if LeBron retires at the end of next year, Anthony Davis is going to be 33, tail end of his prime. Only got probably another 1 or 2 more years of carrying that Lakers team before you figure what's next. And they don't have with the few amount of picks they have, not the most young talent, that was going to be scary. They have a succession plan now. The Lakers will be relevant for the next decade, thanks to Luka Doncic. So obviously, I think this is an A+ for the Lakers to get Luka Doncic, someone who we all thought was not going to be on the trade block, not available, probably one of the top 2 or 3 most valuable players in basketball in terms of what you can command on the trade block for him. So much so that we didn't even think it was possible for him to be traded, but here you go. To get him for an aging Anthony Davis and only 1 first-round pick, it's crazy that the Lakers still have their 2031 pick and all this. So to get him for that, that's an A+. Unequivocally, regardless of what happens, this is a steal of a trade for Luka Doncic. Now, for Dallas, I do agree with what Omar's saying. I think they could have gotten a better future package. And when Nico Harrison, their GM, came out and said, we're built to win now in the future, that's only half true. They are not built for the future whatsoever. This is a win now team, 100%. This is the Mavericks pushing all their chips into the center and saying, this team can win this year or next year. They have a 1.5 year window for the most part. They have that 2030, they have the 2029 Lakers pick. I mean, they got Max Christie, they have Derek Lively, but come on now. That's not a future.
Yeah.
That's scraps of a future. However, Anthony Davis, fit-wise, there are a few players that fit on the Dallas Mavericks better than Anthony Davis. And you could argue that Anthony Davis is a better fit for this team than Luka Doncic. Again, is he the player that Luka Doncic is? No, he's not. But AD is still a top 15, maybe top 12 player in basketball right now. How much longer does that last? I don't know. But I would say for the next year or so, he is still a top 15 player, a perennial all defender, a top 5 defender in the NBA. We know he wants to play power forward. Now he doesn't have to play a minute of center for the rest of his career, probably, now that they have Lively and Gaffer. You plug him into a team that was already elite defensively last year, even with Luka Doncic on the team, who respectfully is a cone, not even a cone, maybe like a tiny cone on defense. Now you add Anthony Davis. This Mavericks team with Jason Kidd as head coach has the potential to be the best defense in basketball, bar none. You surround, you still have Kyrie. You have shooting. You have Quentin Grimes. You have Klay Thompson. You have shooting. You have defenders in Davis, Lively, PJ Washington, presumably now coming off the bench. If you're looking at a 1 through 9 rotation, Dallas might have the best 1 through 9 in all of basketball right now. And what's interesting about them is they feel very much like kind of an antithesis to the Phoenix Suns, because the Suns are all top heavy, right? They said, we're going to go get Booker, we're going to get Durant, we're going to get Bradley Beal, and we're just going to go from there. We're going to surround them with whatever. And that's not really working for them right now. I mean, they're not bad, but they're not good. I think we can all agree the Suns are not real championship contenders. This Mavericks team feels like the antithesis to that. The Mavericks do not have a superstar. They don't have a 1A. They have an aging Kyrie and an aging Anthony Davis. Neither of them are the caliber of player that a Luka Doncic is, or Shai Gilgeous, or a Giannis, or even I would argue, like a Jalen Brunson or a Donovan Mitchell. In pretty much any playoff series they go into, they are not going to have the best player on the team in that series. But this is a team. The Mavericks are saying we're going to win this championship as a team versus an individual, which I think was kind of the justification in their mind for moving on from Luka. Is we can be relevant with Luka, but as long as he's on our team, it's going to be Luka and 4 other dudes. We're not going to be a team. This is going to be Luka dragging some other players as they stand and watch him isolate, which there's some truth to that. There's some exaggeration to that. But this has the chance to be a real team championship. They're banking on chemistry. They're banking on defense. They're banking on positional size. And really, I mean, I still think Dallas is a top 3 contender in the West with this move. You could almost argue that right now, Anthony Davis will make them better than they would be with Luka. I think there is that argument to be had. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a... I mean, in terms of Luka, obviously, I feel like Luka is the better overall player.
For sure. Anthony Davis is not a top 5 talent in the NBA.
Yeah, but I would still consider him exactly what Nico Harrison said, which was a defensive-minded center or defensive-minded player, which is what the Mavericks have been lacking for the past couple of years since they've had Luka. So, I mean, it definitely gives them a different identity in terms of that. Still not convinced that I like it too much for them. I mean, at the end of the day, they did give up Luka Doncic, so that hurts them in the long run, I feel like.
This feels very much like a short-term game.
I feel like overall, this is definitely more of a short-term win now move. I mean, you're adding. I think people have to put aside, like I get it's Luka, but for their fit, you have the chance to run exactly what Anthony Davis wants. Like you have the perfect fit for AD. Go to the 4 and put either Gaff or Derek Lively next to him. Anthony Davis is averaging 26 points a game, 12 rebounds, and I think 3.4 assists. Like it's not a crazy. It's not as bad of a trade as people think. Like future proof wise, yes, I get it. But I agree with Max. Maybe they felt like, okay, we've been playing without Luka. Things look good, but we're this one little piece away, and we feel like we can get away with it if we have Anthony Davis. Like focusing in on all defense, and then you, of course, like people aren't talking about Max Christie as well. Like call him a role player, call him whatever. But Max Christie is a guy capable of guarding 2 guards, 1 guards. He can score that corner 3, catch and shoot. He can defend at a high level. He can rebound. Like that's a good option off the bench. He's a good role player. So
and
adding those 2
Quentin
guys
Grimes as well.
Yeah, and Quentin Grimes, like you have those 2 guys off your bench as your guard. You still got Spencer Dinwiddie as well, so they got some decisions to make as far as who's playing what. Like I get it. I'm not a big Spencer Dinwiddie fan either, but I mean he had a couple games this season where he took care of business, so I'll give him his respect where it's due. But yeah, I think it works for both sides. For us, Max put it perfect. These are conversations we have every day as Lakers fans. Like, what's next after LeBron James retires? Like he's 1 to 2 years out of the league, and it was a scary thought. We all had a conversation about like, hey, when LeBron retires, we're gonna have to trade for a player to be the main scorer, the main guy next to Anthony Davis. Like that was the truth. So I mean, they just got a jump start. They decided if you get thrown anybody in the NBA, if you get thrown a Luka package, there's a very, very short list of players you'll be like, nah, we're not doing that. And you do this deal. Like for now and for the future. Like you have to do this and you figure out the details later, in my opinion.
I mean, if anything, the Lakers walked away with a robbery. I mean, that's like the best case.
No, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
That's the best case scenario. And it's 25. Like if you get thrown at, like you said, Earl, if you get thrown a Luka package and I'm going to add on to this, that only really includes AD, You see Max Christie as a supplemental piece. Let's be honest. Most of the league sees Max Christie as a supplemental piece, even though he's bigger than that. We both know this, but
Yeah.
that's what the league sees it as a supplemental piece. And then they had to get off money to still include Luka, so they also had to give up Jalen Hood-Schifino and dump. Was
Oh,
it
he went
your
to the
picks or
Jazz,
was
actually.
it your picks?
Jalen Hood-Schifino went to the Jazz, but
No. Yes, I understand, but the two picks
um,
that went along with him.
I don't know if those were ours. I know we threw in
Second.
the first. I don't know if
Which
the
is
seconds were
interesting.
ours. I
They
have to go
literally
look.
got they got Dallas to give 2 more picks up to the Jazz, which is
I
insane.
don't know. They could
I
be
mean,
like
that's a
It
serve
could
of
have been ours. I know we have seconds, so it could have been ours. I just
I
didn't
mean,
put
look,
much
it's
look
compensation.
into it.
The Jazz have been willing to absorb contracts for the longest time just because they have the ability to.
And
So
really, with the Jazz, to add on to that, like it was reported a while ago randomly that they were fans of Jalen Hood-Schifino. So this was probably their chance. Like,
yeah, they said
said two in the
let's
world.
get him on the cheap
I
with
promise you,
two
they're
picks
like, if
involved
this
as
is a
well.
way to throw them in, then we'll take it. We'll
Yeah,
take
they
on the
literally gave
contract.
up
They've been waiting for that.
nothing.
Yeah.
They literally said, we don't have to do anything in this deal. All we
yeah.
got
I was gonna say
get
what did the
Jalen
Jazz get?
Hood-Schifino, which we wanted anyway, and 2 picks.
Like,
I
Yes.
don't
did the
know.
Jazz actually give anything up in this deal?
No.
That's what I was saying. That's why I was like, I didn't understand the contract part of it, but
Danny Ainge is. I don't like him as a New York fan. I don't like him. But goddamn, this guy's basketball mind is absolutely
what a night though for the
yeah.
Lakers, bro. First of all, tough game. It was a fun game. I'll say that. I wasn't gonna bring
Nah,
it up,
I
but
mean, it was a tough
overall,
game for us. It was a good
it
game
was
for
just a
y'all.
Bron game, bro. It was
I
one of
called
those
it.
games where Bron he goes to the garden. When I seen the shoes, I was laughing on stream. I was like, "Oh, he's wearing these gold shoes. Yeah, we might be in
I
for a
already
game."
knew. As
When
soon as
he
Dorian
wears stuff like
Finney-Smith
that,
hit 4 for 4 from the 3-point range,
5-3.
I'm just glad that this trade
Really, 'cause y'all
happened
wouldn't
right
guard
after
him,
our
though.
game because it means that now no one's talking about how
Mikal, like
good it
what?
is.
Like,
No,
No,
that
it's
is
just
true.
it
You're
absolves.
right. You're
Like,
right.
that's the last thing people are talking about right now. It's like, damn, the Knicks kind of looked bad last
Hey,
night against an
we
AD-less Lakers.
cooked
Now it's all no
cat
one even
got
knows
cooked.
that.
yeah, we got
We
cooked
patched
last
Cat.
night.
We patched Carl Anthony
couldn't-
Towns for a game. For a game, of course.
I mean,
For a game.
we did lose OG in the middle of the game, which kind of sucks. I did
Yeah.
read a couple reports saying that it was a sprained ankle, but there
Yeah, they
hasn't
said on the
been.
broadcast it was
There
a sprained
hasn't
ankle.
been. They haven't. Oh, have it? I didn't hear them say
On the
that.
broadcast, they said he had a sprained ankle. He was out for the game.
No,
All right,
sprained
that's
foot.
cool. I'm
Or
cool with
foot.
that.
My fault. Foot.
You
Yeah.
can get a sprained foot, OG. We'll be
Yeah.
fine.
I don't think
for
it
that.
was anything like too serious, which is good because it was a non-contact. Like it just randomly happened. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
that's what people worry about, especially with non-contacts and OG. Like I'm always
Yeah.
worried about his like legs and his right leg in particular that he keeps wrapping up every day.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm just curious about when this happened. Like, was Rob Pelinka watching the game and then at like halftime he sees he's got a call from Mark Cuban. He just picks it up and is like, "Hey, what's up? You watching our game?" And Mark Cuban says, "Actually, I wanted to talk to you about Luka Doncic." I mean, how long did they
actually,
get
I don't
phone
think
calls?
Mark
5
Cuban had
minutes?
any part in this.
I mean, I'm sure he took the call. I mean, he's the guy. He got called.
I think it was Nico Harrison. It seems
Oh,
like
you're
it was
saying Mark
all
Cuban didn't
Nico
have a part.
Harrison.
I mean, sure, but Nico Harrison doesn't do this without Mark Cuban's okay. So maybe Nico Harrison calls Rob Pelinka and says, "Hey,
You
we gotta
forget
trade you. We got
that
Luka
Mark
Doncic."
Cuban sold the majority of the Mavericks.
He's still the owner.
See what happened? This is what happened. He sold the majority of his shares so he can use that money to invest into a new arena that he's developing. And he still maintained some operation, like some controls over operation of the team, but I don't know how limiting those controls actually are. Well, now we really don't know because if I'm being honest, the way Mark Cuban talks about Luka, I don't think it would ever do this type of move. If I'm being completely honest, like just
I don't
I
think
mean,
this.
all
I don't think this
metrics
move-
sound like that, to be completely honest.
I don't think this move
at
gets
one
done
point
without
or
Mark Cuban's approval. You really think Nico Harrison is just doing this and Mark Cuban's waking up with the rest of us and realizing that his team just traded Luka? I don't believe that. I don't buy
I'm
that.
not saying he didn't know, but I'm saying I don't
think he had a heavy
to
hand.
control the outcome of it. Like he could have said,
He
I
can
don't
fire
really.
Nico Harrison. He could do that. I don't think Nico
Well,
Harrison
I'm
does
saying
it
if
with
he
his
if
job
he
on the line.
owns majority stake into the Mavericks, then the majority of the stake makes the biggest decisions. I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure when he made that
whoever that
deal,
was then.
yeah, that's
Do
what
we
I'm
know
saying.
who that
Like,
majority stake is? Because whoever that is, or whatever, probably some sports investment group. Whatever
it
that
has to be
group is,
something.
definitely had a say in this because you don't trade.
I
That's
agree.
their investment. Luka Doncic is their investment. on return.
Like we got to think about Mark Cuban is not that type of owner. We're talking about Dirk Nowitzki, whole career there. Like if he gets a player like that, he is going to keep them until it's over. Do his best to build around it.
Well,
I
clearly
don't.
not.
No, I'm saying I just don't know how much Mark Cuban could have had a part in this. Just from my honest perspective on what I've seen.
I understand.
Oh no,
I mean, I
look,
get what
because
you're
it says, yeah. No, you're
it's
good.
probably some sports management group, faceless, nameless corporation is majority owner.
I also heard like Nico Harrison texted and called Luka and didn't hear back, and he quoted, "My guess is he probably doesn't want to talk to me." Well, duh.
Yeah, duh. I said that too. I was like, well, obviously
Like,
he
come
doesn't
on,
want to
bro.
talk to you.
Yeah,
Bro,
I
that's
mean,
actually crazy.
that Lakers Mavericks game just got moved to ABC 100%. That thing is going to get
Well, it was
simulcast
on
on
TNT
every single
before.
streaming platform on planet Earth.
It was on TNT before because we always have TNT games with them. But I mean, this is gonna be a really great game. I mean, both of them should be back in full flow by then. I
You would
think
hope.
Luka is scheduled to come back on the 8th. AD is getting reevaluated next week, so they should be well within like 4 or 5 games through by then. So we'll see what happens.
I will say, not to look too much at like the Knicks game. Obviously, that's not the focus of this, but the Lakers defense in that game without Anthony Davis was really, really impressive. The way they were able to guard Karl Anthony Towns and take him out of the
Yeah.
game despite not having a true big man to put on. And we talked about this on our weekend preview, which shout out playback going with our weekend game previews.
Facts.
We previewed this game a couple days on Friday. And we talked about how we all agreed that the Lakers don't have anyone to guard Karl Anthony Towns. Well, turns out all you have to do to guard Karl Anthony Towns is put a short guy on him, have the short guy front, have Cat catch the ball, send help, give up the baseline because Cat doesn't want to drive baseline. Like the Lakers, whoever came up with that scheme to guard Karl Anthony Towns, whether that was JJ Redick or like Scotty Brooks or Nate McMillan, whoever created that plan, shout out to them because they executed it very well. And I mean, probably there's never a good time to train Anthony Davis, but if there is a game that makes you feel okay-ish about them not having Anthony Davis to anchor that defense going forward, it's probably this last one. And maybe it's just a flash in the pan, one-time miracle. But last night, the Lakers showed that they can be a competent defense without Anthony Davis. And obviously, they're going to go get a center. I'm sure they will, at least one. But it shows that they can progress past Anthony Davis, the defensive anchor that he is. They can play more team defense. So I think that is an encouraging sign for them. Now, who they get at center, I don't know. But still, if there is a game where you feel okay about, it kind of softens the blow a little bit, it's probably that one.
Boys, I'm not going to lie. I'm still shocked by this deal. I'm sitting here. I'm doing the podcast with y'all, and I'm just sitting here, and I'm looking at my phone at these trade details. This blows my freaking mind.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Just like I'm trying to, I want y'all to get into my shoes for a moment because as a business major, I think of everything on the table. I hyperanalyze contracts just because I can understand them, and I hyperanalyze them just for these reasons. Why, if you're the Dallas Mavericks, and this is just basic, this is business 101, I'm telling you right now. You don't even go to another team to try to maximize the amount of profits you can get?
But the thing is, they didn't care.
AD.
Omar, but you gotta realize they don't care about picks right now. For Luka, they wanted a dominant big they can put next to Kyrie Irving, who can score consistently. Not saying Gafford can't, but AD is a more natural scorer. He can go out there, he can hit shots, he can create his own offense. They wanted that to pair.
They could have gotten that and more. You don't think at 20? You don't think that any other team could offer them better? You don't think the
I'm just saying they can't
for them? You don't think
Zubac's not going to cost a Luka Doncic?
But I'm saying they wanted a guy like a top center. They didn't want another. They didn't want a Zubac. They didn't want anything like that.
Bro, I'm just saying, like, there's so many other options, and I understand AD is AD. He's a perennial all-star. He's gonna probably I don't know actually, but I'd give it like a good 49% chance that he makes it into the Hall of Fame. Like,
yeah, he's gonna make it. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You don't even. I get it, but he's also. older, going down the slope.
No, I agree with
know,
you.
very, very slowly, obviously, but he's just like going down the slope a little bit here and there, day by day. He gets
It
injured
feels like he
here,
didn't do
but
the
then will
due
stay
diligence
out
in
for a
looking
little
for
bit and come
packages.
back. Like, I don't
It's
know.
just they made the decision. They wanted
They
AD.
could,
They
y'all
came
could
to
have
us.
got Mitchell Robinson,
Like I said.
or they could have went and got Mitchell Robinson. Like, we'll take a Derek
So this
Lively,
is about the
please.
Knicks. Anyways,
I'm just saying.
no, they came to us. What people don't understand is they came to us. We were the one team they came to. Don't shoot the messenger. They came. They said, "Hey, you want Luka? Ralph Lincoln, Luka Garza,
Luka Garza?
who? No, Luka Doncic. Like,
Luka
stop
Garza.
playing with me. I'm about to hang up the phone. Luka for 80. The plane will be ready
LeBron
at
James
7 a.m.
rumors NBA as of 12/28. Chris Haynes said LeBron James intends to remain a member of the Lakers past the February 6th trade deadline.
That was today.
Well, clearly Luka intended to be
Right
a member
now.
of the Mavericks past the February
He
6th
just
deadline.
said-
See how that
he
worked
just
out?
said
for him?
Right
that?
now. Sleeper just said it right now. A minute ago.
Bro, I told bro, it's over, bro. It's over.
But
Oh
but
yeah.
Earl, what Omar is saying, and I agree here, we're not blaming the Lakers. We're not shooting the messenger. We're not saying the Lakers should have hung the phone up and been like, oh yeah, call us back in a few days when you actually talk to more teams. This just feels like Dallas, if you're going to trade Luka, if you are worried about his conditioning, if you don't like his fit next to Kyrie, if you don't like the fact that he doesn't play defense, and you worry about him signing an overpriced supermax, okay, you have to at least shop him a little bit. I mean, this would have been the biggest bidding war in decades in the NBA. Every single team would have lined up an offer for Luka Doncic. You would have had 29 offers on your table to pick from. And you go with one? I understand that they're trying to win now, but they didn't even get more. You got one first-round pick for Luka Doncic. I'm sorry. I don't care if you're getting Anthony Davis and Max Christie.
Yeah.
We didn't even get the Lakers' other first-round pick. They didn't even get the 2031. How do you walk away from a Luka Doncic trade? Which we all agree Luka has one of the top 2 or 3 trade values in basketball. It's Wemby, then it's like Jokic, Giannis, and Luka. How do you walk away from that with only getting one first? This feels like poor execution on that front. I mean, am I wrong?
I'm going to say that. It does.
No, I agree with you. From Luka, no, I agree. From the Mavs point of view,
Again,
No,
Anthony
no.
Davis is
I
a
didn't-
great fit.
no, I agree with you.
But
Let me say
objectively,
this.
they need more future assets in this trade. They should have
Look.
gotten Anthony Davis plus 3 first-round picks,
Look,
plus a
that's-
better young player than Max Christie.
I'm saying the biggest thing with them, which is not an excuse, you can win to any other team and try to find a better package. Their point of view was they wanted to get off Luka because they didn't want to pay him that money. Now I agree. They could have got assets, they could have got picks, everything like this, whatever player they pretty much wanted in the NBA. Handpick whichever ones you go out. Teams will line up and get a deal done. But for some reason, they just had this fascination with pairing Anthony Davis specifically with Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Derek Lively, with these guys they have in house. They had a vision. This is who I want. And they just directly came and got it. That's all the reports I've been seeing. They wanted AD. Like, that's who they wanted.
Fair enough. And again, I'm the one who will argue for AD's fit.
Yeah.
I'll say this. There's the person who walks away from this with the most pressure on him is Kyrie Irving. The pressure just got shifted firmly onto Kyrie Irving's shoulders. Because I think for the first time, maybe in a long time, maybe ever, Kyrie Irving is now the 1A on a championship team. He is expected to lead this team. Again, Anthony Davis, 26 points a game, 12 rebounds. I get that. Kyrie Irving is now the guy on offense. He has to be the system. He came to Dallas to play with Luka and has adjusted himself very well. I will give him that. Very well to being the second fiddle, the second banana. All of a sudden, at 30, 33, 32, he just got the entire weight of a franchise put back on his shoulders in a way he hasn't had since like pre-LeBron Cleveland when he was still relatively young in the league. Like since then, he's played with LeBron. Then he had that weird Boston stint we don't talk about. Then he went to Brooklyn to play with Durant. Now he's played with Luka. Now he's kind of the guy. This is Kyrie Irving's team, for lack of a better sense. Anthony Davis is still the defensive anchor, but I would say that Kyrie Irving has all the pressure in the world on him right now.
Could we arguably
I'm just saying.
say that the Boston Celtics was Kyrie's team as well at that point?
I mean, fair, true. But we saw that work, right? That didn't work.
But I'm saying
It didn't
but the
work.
difference is,
But it was also a young Tatum and a
oh
young
my
Brown.
God, that Kyrie. I said it before. Like the reason why I wanted Kyrie on the Lakers is because I thought Kyrie Irving and AD can like absolutely dominate in that pick and roll. Like, are you gonna drop off to guard AD? Are you gonna give up the three to Kyrie? Are you gonna give up the mid range to Kyrie? Are you gonna give up the mid range to Anthony Davis? Like those are the problems people gotta face. And then you got Klay Thompson sitting on the wing. You still got PJ Washington. Oh, you want a double? I'll just throw the lob. Oh, AD's on the wing, on the corner. I'll throw the lob to Gafford or Lively. Like they got so many different options on that team now. It's absolutely insane. But I agree with Max. Like Kyrie Irving, this is his team. Like he's putting up 24 points per game this season. I think I really want to look at numbers. What he puts up with no Luka. That would be an interesting number to look at. But
I looked this up last night. The Mavericks are 13-14 without Luka this year. Now, obviously, you're adding Anthony Davis in place of him, but they're a 500 team without Luka.
But add 80 into there, if I mean,
does
you win? You get about half of those games back, Max, if you add 80 in there.
Probably. If you're adding just
easily,
straight up add AD and max price
easily. If you, okay, let me just put it like this: if you did this trade at the beginning of the season, that's a better question. If you did this trade at the beginning of the season, what seed would the Mavericks be?
Probably the 2 seed, 2 or 3.
But and that puts things into perspective. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it works. Like, this works for them. I agree. They could have got way better future assets, future protection, anything like that. That's what you want to do for a Luka type player. Players like, I mean, we seen Rudy Gobert go for 5 firsts.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you couldn't have gotten AD plus both of the Lakers' firsts, plus some seconds, plus a first from another team. Like, you couldn't tell the Cavs to go throw in like a heavily protected first in this.
But people don't. We didn't have to give up Reeves. We didn't have to give up a Rui. We didn't have to give up like a defensive wing like DFS or anything. We didn't have to give up any of that.
I was surprised I didn't even have to give up Austin Reeves.
That's what I'm saying.
But I will say on that, I want to say Austin Reeves should be the first player out the door in the center trade. I think if you're
I agree.
Austin Reeves and you use that 2031 pick and you go get, because that can get you a borderline all-star center.
Mm-hmm. I think that could get you like imagine now if you had like a Bam Adebayo.
Okay, that's not enough to get Bam Adebayo, but like
no, I would say like
it's good enough.
I would say I don't think the Pacers would do it unless it was a 3-team trade, but like
Miles Turner, I don't think so.
Miles Turner,
because they said they're looking they're looking for an all-star caliber player if they're going to trade. Yeah.
No, they said they're looking for a starting center return. That's why I said you would do a 3-team trade. For Miles Turner, they want a starting level center.
I retweeted. Continue, but I retweeted something that said something.
But yeah, they want a starting level center. So if that's the case, you do a 3-team trade. I don't know what the other team is, whatever center you can scrub up and make a 3-team trade. But ideally, you want to get a guard with it too.
Omar. I think Nick Claxton's name out there.
Oh, Claxton?
Yeah, we talked about Claxton last night. It's a good idea, but
to who?
I mean, Brooklyn's willing to sell.
He makes a lot of money though, doesn't he? He makes like 20 something.
It's 20 something. But I mean, what's Reeves on? What's Reeves' deal?
And
you got Maxi Kleber.
Don't forget,
Maxi Kleber's on 11 mil. Maxi Kleber
11 mil. See, the thing about Cleveland is it would always have to be a 3-team deal because most of the centers on the market, like a Robert Williams, for example, it will be too much money taken back compared to what you're giving out. But I'll do Robert Williams right now for Cleveland any day of the week and throw a pick on that.
Maybe he's a backup.
Oh my God. Okay. As of right now, 12:36 p.m. More drama. The Mavericks approached the mystery team nearly 2 weeks ago about the prospect of swapping Doncic for another star. The bid was shot down.
Mm-hmm.
Who's reporting?
I did see that too.
That's
I seen that last
from
night.
Sam Amick.
Sam Amick? Okay. Huh. Who could that team have been?
Maybe Anthony Edwards. Call me crazy. Younger.
True.
Not on the same level, but right under Luka.
Would be for a big, right? They probably were looking for a big.
That's true. That's true as well. But what? Victor? I don't think they would even dare.
No, it's not
what
Victor.
team would shoot this down? What team shoots down a Luka trade? So if
the Nuggets.
Maybe.
No. The Nuggets would not shoot down a trade,
Yes, they would.
especially
for
because
Jokic. For Jokic,
it wouldn't
yes.
be Jokic though. They wouldn't go for Jokic in a deal like that, bro. You wouldn't
Think
go. That
about
would
it.
be.
If they're talking about an all-star swap, they're talking about Luka for Jokic.
I don't think it was that, bro.
But then okay, but Earl, if the deal got shot down, that means that they were going above Luka. What are the there's like 2 or 3 players in all basketball that have a higher
Giannis, Jokic, and
well, what is it? What is the report? Read the
Alexander.
report word for word. Read the report word for word.
The quote was,
Because I mean, there's a lot of all-star players in the league. If that's what it said.
If they put the Nuggets for Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr., they would not turn that down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, but
I don't even think they can make that trade. I think they're a second.
I'm telling you, they probably said
maybe Phoenix. You think they could have gone after Booker? I think that's a realistic thing. They could have tried to get Booker from Phoenix.
The Suns say no to that.
Maybe.
I mean, some teams still do believe a little bit in loyalty.
Let's use a little context clues here, because Max, I feel like you're on the right track of finding.
But what does the report say though? Like, what does it say? I'm trying to figure out the wording so I can understand what type of player.
It was exactly the way I said it. Where did it go? Disappeared from me.
Everything in what
here it is.
Typed out. Okay.
The Mavericks approached a mystery team nearly 2 weeks ago about the prospect of swapping Doncic for another star. The bid was shot down.
I mean, another star is very broad, to acquire. Star, they didn't say superstar, all-star. Star could be anything, bro.
But then why would the other team shoot that deal down then? If they were trying to get Pascal Siakam, the Pacers wouldn't say no. If they're trying to get Evan Mobley, the Cavs would not say
I'm thinking like
I'm telling y'all, the Nuggets said no. It's the Nuggets.
Well, why would you even go to get Jokic to the Nuggets for your bro? That doesn't even make. No one would say yes to that in the first place.
You gotta think, man.
Why would you go to the Lakers for AD?
That's more realistic than Jokic.
No, it's not.
Well, I mean, they probably shot for the stars.
Bro, you're telling me that trade is more realistic than a swap for Luka and Jokic?
Bro, I'm saying AD for Luka is more realistic than them thinking.
We put the trade in 2K and said it wouldn't work.
It's a video game. First of all, I'm saying they were more likely to get AD, yes, than Jokic. Are we not saying that's real?
No, but it's like you figure if they're going so they do approach another team, right? They're going to try.
Max, let me ask you like this.
So you're going to rule out the Jokic's and the Giannis's before you say, okay, well, let's go a step down and try and get Anthony Davis.
No, but okay, I see what you're saying, but I'm saying like realistically, yeah, I agree it will get shot down, but like how could you walk over and be like, hey, yeah, Jokic, Luka? You gotta know it's getting shot down. I just don't.
I think that was the point. I think they went in there thinking so.
But I mean,
let's talk about Jokic, and then it just didn't get anywhere.
I don't think that's the team.
Caliber has never been traded, or at least not in the last like 30 years. A player his caliber never been traded. So you got to try the market.
I think
that's
Nuggets,
what Omar and I was saying earlier. Can you go and maybe get a Giannis or like a Shea? You got to at least try.
I don't know. I don't know if they would. I don't know if the Nuggets would say. I mean, I don't know if Milwaukee would say no to Luka for Giannis.
I mean, Luka and Dame, they already got Luka Giannis. The fit there isn't.
Bro, I'm saying like some teams they're not going for. Like it could have been Giannis, it could have been one of those teams, but
I
understand them turning it down because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for some of those teams.
But that's what we're saying.
Okay, why wouldn't it make sense for the Nuggets to decline this trade?
I'm saying it makes sense for them not to take the trade. Is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
No, yeah. So then. There could be validity.
No, I'm saying it could be, but I just don't see it being likely. Is what that's just my personal opinion. I'm just saying I just don't see it likely.
Using the context clues, let's go off these. Let's go off these little things. Bigger than Luka Doncic, and the fact that he's a star.
Relatively the same.
Relatively, I would say gotta be on the same level for them to even consider it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think it would have been like an ant. I think they called a team they felt like was struggling, which they are. I mean, we've seen them just got beat by the Wizards, I'm pretty sure. I know he didn't play, but a team who already traded Cat, so they're willing to trade their duo type players. I could definitely see where it was the Timberwolves and the Timberwolves like,
I mean, I
just don't think we're ready to make that type of drastic move right now. Like it almost feels like I don't know if we're ready to take on Luka, which sounds crazy. It does, but the way the Timberwolves operate, I just don't see. I see their big picture is Ant. Like they made all these moves for Ant. So even if they were
True.
Yeah, I
bad,
know, but
even if they were
I,
bad,
I
bro.
really think
if you
it could
get,
have
I
been the
mean,
Suns.
listen,
I think it could have been the Suns, either a Booker or Durant.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I'm sorry, I
I
don't
mean,
see it. I don't see the Suns saying no to for a Booker trade to possibly pair
maybe, I guess.
Luka Doncic and Kevin Durant. That's if not
Fair.
right below the
Luka
same
and
level as
KD.
LeBron James. Like let's be honest here. I don't think the Suns say no to that. I'm
Depends what else they're
sorry, y'all.
giving
The
up.
only team that really
I think the
makes
Suns
sense
would rather
here
have Luka and D Book though. I'm not gonna lie. Even though
I
they
would
Yeah,
had
rather
their
have
funny
Luka than
yeah,
D-Book.
I
relationship,
guess. I mean, if you say we'll give you Luka for Kevin Durant, you probably take that.
you
So
do
that's
it.
fair.
Yes,
Ah,
you do it.
now,
No hesitation.
now,
I mean,
Yes.
we talk about getting,
now.
I'm
we
talking
talk
about
about
the
the
Suns'
Lakers getting,
perspective, bro.
yeah, from the Suns' perspective, then you're trading a 36 year
I'm
old for,
doing that
for
right now.
Luka. You're getting 10 years younger.
Okay. From the Suns' perspective, yes, obviously,
Yeah,
yes.
And
because that's the
even
thing. Like, this
from
has to be a team with a player that would say, like they're saying, the deal got shot down, so they went over their head. Like this was
That's what I'm
who
saying. It
this
has to
player is
be
who was,
Jokic. It's the one player
or Wemby.
that I'm
Maybe they
telling
tried.
y'all. The
Maybe they
Nuggets
called the
are
Spurs and
saying
said,
we
"Do
are
you want
not
Doncic
trading
instead
him
of
for
Wemby?"
anybody
that
in
would be
this league.
crazy.
Jokic is the one
Yeah.
dude that's saying, I'm on top. I average a triple double. Nobody is trading me. I'm telling y'all, that is the one and only team that is saying no to the Mavericks in this
But,
situation.
but wait, hang on. The Nuggets are a second apron team, so they couldn't even aggregate contracts. So if Jokic
I
and
understand
Doncic's
that.
contracts
Yeah.
don't match up, they probably wouldn't have even made that call. They wouldn't have tried if the Nuggets physically can't.
And we'll never know because Luka Doncic is a Los Angeles Laker. And with that, guys, we got to end it off here. Thank you guys
Yep.
so much for enjoying our emergency video about Luka Doncic. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, go to our Twitter page and follow us. Turn on your notifications there so you don't miss anything. We will be on playback, okay? And play back, okay? Let's make sure to say that one right. For the crowd that realized it last time.
For the
But
people in the back, it's playback.
thank you guys so much. Appreciate every single one of you guys. Again, be sure to sub and peace.